Hi, everybody. It's Abby and Liz, and we are here for week 5 of Budget Buddies. What?
It just turned on for me.
Oh, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay.
Because I have a little thing that says when you're live or not. And that whole time it said you were off air.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're good now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. It's Abby and Liz, and we are here for week 5 of Budget Buddies. So tonight we're going to go through how we did for the week. And then since it's the beginning of November, we're going to kind of share with each other and you how we set up our budgets for the month. So Abby, why don't you start it off with how you did for the week?
Sure. Hi, guys. So I didn't write mine down. I'm using the Every Dollar app. It's a Dave Ramsey app. It's free. I really like it. I've used it for a couple months, but since doing the budget check-in with Liz, it's been very consistent and it's been very helpful. And we can leave a link to that below in the comments of this video. So when we ended the week, the Budget Buddies last week, I knew I was going to go over in almost every category because we only had just like a couple dollars left in basically everything. So for the month, I won't go through every like category for us just because it's kind of depressing because I did go over in a lot of it. But we ended the month on budget for our, let's see. We were on budget for our gas. We were on budget for clothing, for our entertainment, for our personal, like weekly budgets, like Bo Money, Abby Money. Those were all good. Haircuts we went over, but we were going to budget for them this month, so we just kind of flipped the months. And personal needs and home items, but we were over on groceries and eating out. And so, yeah, even though we were over, we were only over by about $130 for the entire month. And I did do some hustling, and I made $95 over the weekend from selling stuff around the house.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I was pretty excited about that. It's been a long time since I've sold stuff on Facebook, so that was really fun to do.
So then are you really just like $35 over?
No, because we had to take out of our like emergency savings a little bit. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
So you were 130 over budget, but then you hustled $95.
Yeah, because we were like 220 over budget. But so then I hustled 95, so then
you ended at 130 over budget. Okay.
Yeah.
Still not that bad. It's still not
that bad. From where we've come, it's big improvements.
Yep. Absolutely. Sorry if I'm yelling in your ears, by the way.
You're not at all. Am I yelling at you?
No.
You have to tell me if I start yelling. Sorry, guys. We're trying out some new technical things. You know, headphones, real fancy. But no, you sound great to me.
Okay, good. Let's see. That was your weekly update, right?
Yeah, we're gonna count that as like the week in the month. I'm okay. Full steam ahead to November. I'm ready to put October behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, let's see. For our week this week, let's see. We were going into it without our full budget because we had gone over the week before. So we were going in with just $50 for groceries and then basically $40 for everything else. And surprise, surprise, with that limited of a budget, we overspent. And we kind of got into some old habits of like once we start overspending, it just kind of like snowballs. So we overspent this week by $60. Probably like $20 that was me and $40 was Adam, and it's all from eating out. Like it's as soon as I put one trip to McDonald's or Starbucks on my card, it's like really easy to put there. So that's what that was. It's the most we've gone over since doing the cash budget, and I really think it's because we didn't have the envelopes funded, and so like that's why they say, you're not supposed to borrow from the next week because it's really hard to do. So usually what I do at this point, like in the past when I've done, stuck to any kind of budget, is I kind of like wipe the slate clean, and I'm not going to take that $60 from next week because it's just going to keep happening.
Yep.
So just kind of starting back, at square one. So that's what we're going to do. So, and then as far as this is kind of the first time talking about like our monthly budget and what we do at the beginning of the month. So do you want to start off? I don't know if you have more of a plan than I do.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the first time. So usually what I do every month, so I got this super awesome budget notebook. I actually won it from favorite daughter Emily on YouTube, which I will tag her because she does a lot of planning videos, and it's been really helpful. But you don't have to have a fancy notebook. It can just be, like I said, it can be on your phone with an app. It can be just plain pen and paper. It can be through an Excel, whatever works for you. And this isn't like a perfect system, but it's actually what's helped me the most so far. And I can make a whole video on how it is, like I write everything out, but essentially like without being, too open, there's like a calendar and I write out what is coming every day. So like on the 1st, I'll write out my rent, and then I break it down by the, like every Friday we get paid. So I write down, what account we're getting paid into, and then what bills are coming out of it. And in like one color, like black, I'll write out the bills that are direct withdrawal. And then in blue or purple, I'll write out the bills that I have to physically go in and pay. And then each week I'll make like a running total of how much money I need. So like, for example, for October, for the first week, I needed $1,062. And then for the second week, I needed $415. So then I know exactly how much money can roll over to the next week or how much money I need to save. Because it seems like every other week, our bills are very like unbalanced. Like one week, like I said, we pay $1,000 in bills, and then the next week it's half of that. So part of the issue we always ran into with budgeting is it was like, oh, we only had $400 of bills, so we have, $600 or $700 left over. Let's go out to eat. Let's go to the movies. And then we get to the next week, and it's like, oh, we have $1,000 of bills, and we don't have enough money to cover it all. And then like the bad habits would roll. So what I do for the month then is, this is like the best thing that's helped me with having the calendar and then having that like those weeks so I can kind of forecast and look ahead. And so I haven't done it yet. It is November 2nd, but we've had a sick kid this week with the flu, and we've had like, it's just with Halloween, I just haven't had time yet. So tomorrow, that is my plan. So what I did though was I broke down what I know we're at least spending. I have it in my Every Dollar app, so that again, what I do is when I'm out living it, because what I used to do is I would track it in an Excel document on my computer, but I'd go out to eat or I'd go to Target, and then I have all those different categories, which I'm going to ask you for advice on tonight, because tomorrow we are going to go back to cash envelopes. We did all of October without them, and I feel like listening to you really inspired us, because I feel like having that cash, feeling the cash, knowing that this is all we have is what we have. I feel like we really need that because we have big goals for November. So do you want me to talk about what like our money is right now, or do you want to talk about how you do your budget? Did that answer the question?
Yeah. I'll talk about how I like set up my budget.
Okay.
You shared. So I'm really inspired. I want to get like a cool notebook like you have to put all that in. But what I do is I have like a little calendar in my kitchen where I write down due dates. So it's similar to what you have for your calendar. And then, if that's okay, what I need to get better at is planning out like every paycheck and where that money's going, because what I do is I look at the month of like, this is our income for the month that I expect. These are
Yep.
our expenses for the month. And, you know, okay, great, we're going to have like $1,000 left over to go towards debt repayment or whatever. But then, like, the things don't come in, it doesn't all line up correctly, or and things like that. So that's where we start getting into trouble, and like having to, you know, wait as long as possible to write our daycare check and stuff, which I feel really bad. So, um, so what I'm going to do is do what you said you do, of planning out where all, you know, I guess every dollar is going. And then let's see, one thing we wanted to share was kind of our plans for paying off our debt. And I know kind of here recently, like our family has gotten really aggressive, or we're planning to be very aggressive with our debt. But like, again, it's like what we plan on paper is different than the payments that actually start getting made. So we really are trying to commit to that. So what we did recently was we were able to basically take 3 different credit cards and roll them onto one that had like a point, I think it was a 0.99% interest for the first month.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and our goal is to pay that off in 15 months, because then it goes up to like 20% or something. So, but we're going to be saving a ton of money on interest with that. So, but our goal for the next 15 months to knock out our credit card debt, like once and for all, is to pay $920 a month on our credit cards. So
that is intense.
And we haven't done it yet, but on paper,
I know.
Do it, yeah.
So like, that's amazing. Can you imagine like having $1,000 when that's over?
I know. Yep. Well, and then we're gonna put it towards, like, that's just credit card debt. So then we need to like put it towards cars, like our car loans, and then, you know, we've got a mortgage, we've got student loans, everything like that. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of what our plan is for debt repayment. And then I know you guys have a really aggressive plan this month too, so tell us about that.
We do. So, Bo and I have a bad history with credit cards as well. And about 3 years ago, we consolidated ours and we paid that off. And there was 2 credit cards. There was one we had to open with our bank when we did a tax loan it would have been last fall. And then one was my Target credit card, which is only like a $300 limit that I've had since, I don't know, like a decade maybe. And so this month, for November of 2017, we want to completely pay off our 2 existing credit cards. And so to do that, it's just $670. And that's a lot, but I feel like it's like I've gone back and I've watched our budget buddies, and I've looked at our money, and I just think like, so last month it was just under $800 on food. And the month before that, it was like $1,200. So I'm thinking, if I can just cut down my budget for this month, I'm going real drastic for $350 for groceries for the whole month. But like I said, I've had stuff, like I've been, freezing stuff, and we've been making, like much cheaper meals. And I'm trying to still keep them healthy, because we're trying to, be more healthy and stuff like that. But portioning has actually surprisingly worked out for that, because like tonight, where I would have made a box of spaghetti and it probably would have been gone between me, Lily, and Bo, there's like enough for tomorrow night's dinner now. So that's been really helpful to save with groceries as well. So yeah, we want to pay $670 on our credit cards this month, and then we will be credit card free. But we also have, I guess, do you want me to talk about all of our debts that we have now? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Lay it all out there.
We're just
you don't have to talk amounts, but just like.
Okay, here we go. So yeah, Liz and I are being really serious. We're being really open with each other, and we're really trying, because, we went through October and we were really positive, and I feel like it's that positivity and like that leaning on each other has really been helpful for us. And so now we're going to talk more about not just like, you know, the monthly spending, but just like, you know, the long term, the future. And with that is our debt. So for our family, if we pay off our credit card this month of 670, then we have no more credit card debt. We do have a car loan, and we have student loans, which we will pay on until we die, because like it's gonna happen. And then we have tax debt because Bo is a freelancer, and we got into a situation where, you know, you don't have your taxes taken out and you should pay in quarterly, but we were at a really hard financial place, and we ended up making just enough to push us over a threshold 2 years ago, which took us from getting what would have been like a $3,000 refund to having to pay in $10,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he basically, by him making an extra $2,000 that one year, it like ruined it. It was insane. And so it's kind of like that battle of, well, you want to work constantly to make more money, but with making it and not taking out the 20% or the 25% that they recommend when you're a freelancer, it will come back at you. And so we're paying a loan off on that still. So
yeah.
We found out
this week that so we got a letter from the IRS, just more freelancer fun times with the IRS. But
yay.
we found out, or we got a letter that said that we owed $3,000 from a couple of years ago, but we took it to our accountant, and we're only owing like $2,000 now. I mean, like, we owe it, you know. It's one of those things where like we made a mistake, and yep, like they're right, we do owe it. So
was it a mistake on your taxes when you filed?
Mm-hmm. But I was the one that did it that year, so it's not like an accountant did it or anything. So
right.
If you or anyone in your family freelances, I highly recommend going to an accountant to do this.
I need a good accountant. I need an accountant. If you're in Northeast Iowa, and you know of a good accountant, leave them in the comments, please.
If you'll do my taxes for free, but
I would happily shout them out on our YouTube channel. They can have a free spot. Okay.
So yeah, for us, obviously we've got those student loans. They're all government loans. So, and then we're on like the income-based repayment plan. So after 25 years, unless they change the law, they'll be forgiven, and that's probably what'll end up happening. So, but basically we pay, like right now we're only paying $95 a month on them because it's based on our income.
That's good.
Yeah, but I mean, so I think we pay less than what the interest is that's building up. Like, it's ridiculous, but
yeah, and that is what they say, because we're actually, with my job now, I get to be part of the 10-year loan forgiveness for public service work, which I hope still exists and we still get. And I was just reading it over today for Bo's loans, which we're trying to switch to the income pay as you earn instead of the income based one, because it would be a lower payment for us. And yeah, it's like if the life of the loan, if you pay every month over the life of the loan, yeah, it's like after 25 years you're forgiven. Yeah. So I guess hopefully we're not dead in 25 years. That maybe was dramatic. So yeah. Good deal.
If not, then my life insurance will go to paying off my student loans. But anyway, so
things got dark.
It did, yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. So we've got student loans. We have just a little bit of like a old medical bill from 3 years ago that we're still paying off. But that doesn't have any interest accruing, which is great. We just have a payment plan set up for it.
That's good.
We have 2 cars that have loans, but together and low. And then credit cards are the down right now. So yeah. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about? I can't remember.
So basically, I would like to have your advice. So I'm going to start the cash envelopes tomorrow. And right now we have a ridiculous amount. I don't have enough room for this many envelopes in my life. So I'm combining, I'm eliminating the eating out budget because I feel like we go over it. I feel like I set an amount and we go over it all the time. So I'm moving eating out into our personal budgets, like how you and Adam do. I thought that was really smart because then if I want to go get a Starbucks, that's on my money. And I either get to choose between the Starbucks or nail polish or whatever. So I've reduced those. I'm combining, I have a personal budget, like personal needs, which would be like toothpaste, like body wash, like anything we would use, I guess, for personal hygiene or things like that. And then I have a home budget, which home budget would be like trash bags. If I wanted to get like a picture frame, anything like that. So I'm combining all of those. And then the last one is I have an entertainment budget, which is like if we go to the movies, which is basically all we do for entertainment. So, right now I have grocery, Bo has one, I have a home one, and then I have an entertainment. So like clothing, do you have a clothing budget or what do you do with like clothing?
That would just come out of our personal budget. Like if we ever like saved up, or if it was for the boys, then it would come out of our other budget.
Okay. Okay. So I should maybe combine clothing into our personal budgets, which our clothing budget is like tiny. It's $50 a month, which it's a lot of money. But when you figure like a shirt's $30 at Target, you know, like it's really not that much money. So maybe if I just take the 50, divide it between the two of us, and then if Lily wants, because I have an account for Lily I put money into. So I guess I could just take it out of her account then, which is like $25. I think it's $25 I did every other week. So it was $50 last week or last month.
You have to save that up to pay for any like big or anything.
Yeah, so what we usually had it for was she did dance for the last 2 years, but then she chose not to do it this year because she wants to take this ninja class, which we've just, I know. It's so funny. It's like ninja warriors.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I don't know, it's obstacle course and gymnastics. She's super excited about it, but we just haven't got her enrolled in it yet, but it's year round. So that's $55 a month. So I've just been putting that like $50 into her account just to like get used to having, because we've always paid usually $50 for dance and stuff. So it's for that, but I guess I could bump it up to like $75 a month and then use that like for clothes, because she also has like a school lunch fund. So I guess I could just combine all of that into a Lily account, and then when she needs lunch money or clothes or, you know, extracurriculars, I could just take from there. Would that be good, do you think?
I think so, yeah. As long as that money's not supposed to be like for long-term education savings or anything.
I told Bo this. I said, until we can get our student loans paid off, she's on her own. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love you, but
yeah.
Like her money, like when she gets money for gifts, I'm going to get so many negative comments, I feel like, for saying that. But like when Lily gets money for gifts, like for her birthday and stuff, like that we save and that's not touched. Like, but like the money that we put into her account, like sometimes like in the past, like when she was, you know, maybe a couple years ago, it'd be like we'd put money away and then it'd be like, she needs food to eat. We have to take that money. Like yeah. We pay for her to be warm and have a house. We have to have that money back. So
yep.
Yeah. But no, we don't set any money away for her for school yet. That's in the long-term goal. I think that's like baby step like 5. But yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think let's see. Well, so do you feel good about the categories that you have for your cash budget then?
I think I do now. That with it's just the clothing and then the family and entertainment. Those were like the two I was right about. But I feel like they're good now that I broke it down. And I budgeted for Bo and I to each get $30 a week, which would end up being $120 a month. Is that what you and Adam do?
We do a weird amount, so we do 35 each because originally I had it like, I don't know, I think I had like Adam spending, Adam eating out, Liz spending, Liz eating out, and then I was like, that's dumb, let's combine them. So that's why it's a weird 35.
Okay. Do you feel like 30 is too low for me?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I guess I'll try. I'll see how week 1 goes.
Yep. For me personally, like 35 is great. And then, but I usually end up spending some of my money on like stuff for the kids or like stuff for the home. I don't know. But it's still my choice to like spend it out of there. But sometimes it's like, well, that's the only envelope I've got money in. So, and I want to get whatever. So I just do that.
Oh, you're so selfless. I was just
right? Yeah.
I was just like a big old jerk about Lily's, education. And you're like, oh, I give my $20 to my children.
We don't save for their education, so.
Okay, thanks. That makes me feel better. I felt like a real big jerk just a second ago. Okay.
All right. Well,
all right. So what's your plan? Oh, wait. What?
Oh, I was going to say I'm excited to hear about how your cash budget goes. That's awesome.
Me too.
Yep. So I guess my goals, short-term goals are I need to get a handle on like our monthly spending here and figure out like basically like the cash flow and how that's going to work this month. And then basically my goal is I want to stick to the budget that I set out. So like if we're going to,
me too.
And like we need to put $920 towards credit cards, and like we need to do that first, and we need to make sure that like we don't end up spending that money on something else because that's super easy to do.
Well, and it's so hard because it's November, it's Black Friday, and Christmas is everywhere, and it's like, oh, I know. Okay, we can do it. Yeah. We can do it.
We need to make like a Black Friday video where it's like, so in psychology, it's like exposure therapy, where like we go to the store, we're there, we see everybody with like their Starbucks and doing all this shopping, but like we don't do anything and like we don't buy anything. We're just like there to see like, okay, we can be here on Black Friday and we don't have to spend any money. And
and then like you'll see us crack and we like freak out and
we
like become the Target lady with like shopping carts full of things.
Yeah, and like steal somebody's pumpkin spice latte.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Let's see. Well, I'm about to have a coughing attack, so you do the whole like and subscribe thing.
Okay. So thank you guys for watching week number 5. If you have any motivation tips for us, Liz and I need some serious motivation this month. And if you need motivation, just help us and we'll help you and we'll figure it out together. So in the comments below, let us know what you're liking about this series. Let us know how you guys pay off your debt, what keeps you motivated to pay off the debt. And thanks so much for watching. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button and you'll be notified when we make new videos. Why are you laughing at me? Is it because I'm pointing so much?
This is going on forever and I need to cough so bad.
Okay. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.